Hey Dragon Slayers. Today's video is about how antibiotics should not be taken for common colds or any viruses. Part 1. So I just want to remind you guys to like and subscribe because it really helps this channel out. Let's get started. The lie is that your runny nose, earache, or cough won't get better unless you take a course of antibiotics. If you take an antibiotic, you will get over your runny nose, earache, or cough more quickly. So, why should you care about this lie? Even though we have been trained to think that taking antibiotics is no big deal, in truth, it's a very big deal to take a course of antibiotics. The antibiotic can be dangerous to you while you take it, and it can also cause long term issues with your health. If there are certain types of infections that don't respond to antibiotics, then we shouldn't take the risk of using antibiotics for those infections. For infections that do respond to antibiotics, we should weigh the risk and the benefits of taking antibiotics to address them. When we take antibiotics, we always should consider additional steps to minimize the other complications of taking antibiotics. So, what is the support for this lie? Since penicillin became known for its life saving, bacteria killing properties, humankind has rushed to receive this seemingly miraculous class of medicines. There is no doubt that antibiotics have saved many, many lives. It's also true that many a life has been taken or made miserable by inappropriate antibiotic use. Extensive research shows that antibiotics are effective against certain bacteria. And the research demonstrates that the benefits of taking the drugs, unfortunately, both laziness and the quest for money have led to gross overuse of antibiotics for infections that aren't responsive to antibiotics or that would have resolved on their own without any medicine of any kind. Of course, antibiotics work well under the right circumstances. There's no question about that at all. The question is why your doctor prescribes them so often when you don't need them and they're not helpful. For decades, doctors have been telling this medical lie, indeed, if not in words. Even if your doctor has pamphlets in the waiting room about how colds and other infections are caused by viruses that don't respond to antibiotics, you might still leave his office with a prescription for antibiotics. It's almost as if doctors have been trained by demanding patients to prescribe antibiotics, even if they aren't needed at all. You guys may or may not be aware of this sort of superbug or anti overuse of antibiotic crisis. The idea is that the overuse of antibiotics has created extremely resistant bacteria to antibiotics, and that eventually bacteria will mutate to become some sort of super bacteria that is unresponsive to any antibiotic. I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily true. I suppose that that could happen over a long period of time, but I am certain that antibiotics are definitely overused. I mean, they are completely ineffective on viruses anyhow and pointless. So, definitely understand whether it is a bacterial infection or a viral infection. And if it is a bacterial infection, what is the specific type of bacteria and the risk associated? That's what I've got for you guys today. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps the channel out. And remember, guys, that together, you and I will slay the dreaded diabetes dragon.